Sagittarius, and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast for the week of May 18th, guys. We're mid-May. We have 3 retrogrades, Venus, Saturn, and Jupiter. We just had that new moon in Gemini. It's going to be a pretty incredible week, shaking up some energy, which I think we kind of really need, and I think so many of us are kind of opening up and expanding. So, loving it. Now, this is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So check all 3, especially that rising sign, guys. And if this is your first time watching me, I hope this serves you. All right, Sagittarius. Ground out, and let's get started. Guidance for Sagittarius. This week, May 18th. Bear with me, guys. I just wait for the right cards to pop up. And a theme for the week. All right. Yes. We have the Queen of Cups, the 8 of Wands, the Fool, the Chariot, the 6 of Cups, the Empress, and the Sun. The theme of the week is Page of Swords and the Unity card, which is the Hierophant in traditional tarot. Look at you, Sagittarius. I remember your reading last week, so hey, you guys are listening, you're following your gut, you're aligning. I love it when you start out with the Queen of Cups right out at the beginning of the week. Guys, this is finally your relationships, regardless romantic or platonic, or even the one with yourself, are evolving, they're maturing, they're healing. Your home is healing. There are some aspects, this new moon is Venus, retrograde in Gemini especially. Bringing up some really tough conversations and realizations in our relationships. And it looks like this week, guys, you're going to be finding your balance, your emotional strength and health and depth. And if people can, get with that, it's growth. I love the Queen of Cups because it's really about being able to not just to care for yourself and others, but be able to take your relationships to a new level, to a deeper level, a healthier level. This is going this week, and you have the 8 of Wands on top of it. So things are going to move fast. Like if you kind of did your best to remove the dross, now it's going to pick up pace for any of that slow down time. And communication is important, and things are going to move. You have the Fool with the Chariot. Sagittarius, and if you followed me long enough, you've heard me say this, I'll say it again. Your romantic or your emotional world will always mirror your financial world because they both have to do with worth. Self-worth, financial worth. The universe just hears worth. Now, as you're cleansing and cleaning out the emotional BS and really rising up, Sagittarius, guess what it's going to affect? It's going to affect your work, but not in a bad way. When one rises, the other must rise. If one falls, the other one tends to fall. They mirror. Now, you have the Chariot on top of the Fool. So it looks to me, Sagittarius, you guys, as a result of this emotional or heart expansion and clearing that you've been going through, some of you are being inspired to either start your own side jobs, try it, or start a new career entirely. You're in this better place and you're like, you know what? I want something that's exciting or fulfilling, or I want creativity and movement, And even if that's if you want to, move to a different sector in your job or get promoted or have, do something completely different in that company, or even start your own. When you have the Fool, guys, this is a completely new journey. So even if you've always dreamed about it, this is something you're actually putting like rubber to the road. Maybe you have a 9 to 5, but on the side you have an Etsy shop, or you're doing artsy DIY, or maybe you're deciding to do web design. Whatever it is, this is great. It's going to be successful. When you have the Fool, you're not going to know all the steps. So you're going to learn along the way. So Sagittarius, please don't do that BS where you're kind of like, well, once I learn all of this, then I'll do that. Don't. Okay, and that's not like you anyways. You try 5 million different things. You don't finish all of them, but you definitely start. And the beautiful thing about the Fool, while you might not know all the hows and you might not know every single step, the universe is going to bless you with unexpected opportunities because you're walking in faith. Faith in yourself, faith in your dream. You're just having fun with it. You have the 6 of Cups. Whatever this is that you're starting to do, this has been in you since you were younger. Honestly, it's that you're reconnecting with that spirit of that, like your inner child. Like maybe you used to love climbing trees or making potions or, saving animals, whatever it is. This is just your childlike spirit. You're remembering what it is to laugh and be free and be creative for the sake of creativity, for the sake of service, not just a check. This is something deeply in you, whether it's a a desire to travel, a desire to be philanthropic, a desire to be creative, to serve, whatever it is. And it's coming from a deeper space that's been calling for quite some time, Sagittarius, and now you're answering that call. And what a beautiful thing, not just in terms of creativity and service and work, but in allowing that childlike or that childhood spirit or energy to live, to be healed, to be heard, The Empress, speaking of which, this is that creativity. Your fellow Leos have this exact same card. And the Empress is also about children. So if any of you guys are looking, it looks to me too, some of you Sagittarius might be focusing on your kids a little bit more this week, maybe being a little bit more integrative if you have children, or even thinking about having children. Maybe you're like, oh, I'm not sure if this is the time. But you know what I'm saying? Congratulations if that's the case. But outside of that, because it's in conjunction with the Chariot card, this is creative birthing, Sagittarius. Whatever this is that you're thinking, I don't give a, pardon my French, I don't give a shit what it is. As long as you're harming nobody or nothing, go for it, because you are being blessed. You have the Sun card. Whatever it is you're starting, it's going to have brilliant and very successful outcomes. You might be thinking, well, what does me making coasters have to do? By the way, Mr. makes these. Aren't these awesome, Wonder Woman? What's with me making coasters? How is that going to have a brilliant? Don't look at the end game. Stay right here keep your eyes on the road where you're at and just start, because this might evolve to something else entirely. Remember those unexpected opportunities I mentioned are going to be popping up? You won't see it coming. So just focus here. Be creative. The universe is saying, start now, move. The Chariot is not just success. It's forward movement and upward movement. It's public recognitions, achievements. And it's funny, the Chariot is ruled by Archangel Metatron, who is the Archangel of children. And the protector of psychics. So trust your divine inspiration. Now the focus of this week is Page of Swords and the Unity card, which is the Hierophant. The Page of Swords is new contracts, new jobs. It's also about some really blunt conversations, really in your face. But it's also about changes to plans. Maybe you weren't expecting this. And when you have it with the Hierophant, this is about you setting down new foundations. While this card can deal with marriage and, those kinds of traditional, it's not environments, but what I'm talking about? Traditional foundations, there might be some changes to what you thought you were going in this direction. Now you're going in that direction. Now, I will say this, leading from last week, there might still be some conversations you're having in your relationships, and pretty blunt nonetheless. We still have Venus retrograde in Gemini, so expect that, everyone. But for this reading, this has so much to do about realizations and moving forward and changing the name of the game and saying, you know what, I'm going left or right, coming with me, you're not. And guys, you might even be signing some contracts, maybe some, promotions, changing of positions, or your own company. Yeah, guys, this is going to be very, very successful as you move through this. Really, if you're going to talk to anybody about this dream, and I suggest you keep it to yourself while you're starting out, Sagittarius, it's very important for really healthy manifestations. You don't want anybody else, crapping on your parade. If you do talk to anybody, the Hierophant's also about seeking out mentors, like-minded individuals, objective third parties. These can be professionals, people who kind of been in the field, done it, like, hey, this is what I'm thinking, or well, how did you start it? Or I have this question about this. So you're not talking to your contemporaries who have no idea, it's just their personal opinion. You're talking to people who actually have their head in the game. They have the experience, they have the know-how, and you're kind of garnering guidance and teaching and learning from people, okay? Guys, Sagittarius, high five, get this done. We need this newness, this freshness. If you like a more in-depth tarot session or a distance healing session, my links are down below. Otherwise, guys, I will see you next week for next week's readings.